Good afternoon, my name is Tom. I got one good reason for you to belong to this channel. If you like salmon fishing, there you go. It doesn't get much better than that. Tonight's supper, I think we're going to have salmon steaks. That's my plan anyways, so hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, throw me a button, throw me a bone and get in here. There's over 500 videos now on salmon fishing, off-grid living, everything you can imagine when it comes to the outdoor lifestyle that I have and enjoy here in the great state of Maine. Been raining all day. Been raining all day here, so time to get after this. Good evening, my name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Welcome to my cabin today. I got something to share. I got a couple things to share. One, it's been raining and it's cold. I was out in the boat today and it was nothing but a downpour for a couple of hours. And I caught this fish. This fish is a salmon. The great state of Maine, every once in a while, will give you a nice big fat salmon like that. Look how fat he is. And him right there, he is 24 inches long. Fat, fat, fat. I'm going to have a big slice of him for supper tonight. A little bit of payback for being out in a cold, wet boat today. Oh, it was freezing out there. I quit early. I came in around 2 o'clock, where normally I would come in the evening time. But I was unprepared, and I know that sounds terrible. I left my gloves back here at the cabin. So I normally have got 2 or 3 pairs of gloves in my dry bag. So about the time that, between the cold wind and rain and everything else that was out there, I said, well, I'm going to get up in that dry bag and get me out some gloves. Because it had been getting rained on for a couple of hours. I pawed all the way to the bottom of that dry bag. I found hats, I found vests, I found extra shirts. I found everything you can imagine to stay warm with. Except for gloves. So I was trolling down the lake and I got thinking, I've got a cabin back here with a wood stove in it. So I headed for the boat landing around 2 o'clock. I got back here at the cabin around 3 o'clock. I built a nice big hot fire in that wood stove. And then I had to open the doors and the windows. Because it was too hot. So I'm going to clean this fish tonight. I've been going back and forth for a couple of hours now. How do I want to eat him? How do I want to eat a big chunk of him tonight? I still haven't decided. I guess you'll find out when I find out. But anyway, what a beautiful, big fight. He did not want to come up at all. He didn't break the surface at all, right up to the back of the boat. Big fish will do that. He was headed for bottom, and that's all that he wanted to do. But anyways, how do you like that, Teresa? And this will bring me into my segue into what I'm holding here. Teresa, and I hope I've got your husband's name right. I have so many names I try to keep track of, but I'm pretty sure you, in your comments, have said his name was John. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But this is a bottle of maple syrup. It was sent to me from Canada. And it's the second bottle of maple syrup that they have sent me. And I'll tell you the story, but the bottle, if you can't see what the front says, it says Tom's Maple Syrup. And then they've got a nice caribou on the back side. I've already popped the top on this and I've tried it out. And boy, is it good. It is really good. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I'll tell you the story. This is the second bottle that they sent me because the first one didn't make it. It got crushed in the delivery, the U.S. mail. Somewhere the bottle got crushed. And when the box arrived, it was in a plastic bag. And it smelled and it felt like maple syrup on the outside of that box. So anyways, I told them they didn't have to. Teresa, I really appreciate you guys taking the effort to send it again. I will enjoy it. You had a great comment the other day about mixing it in with my donuts for the glaze. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we save most of this for topping off the donuts around here. That I never even gave that a thought, switching out the vanilla from maple syrup. I'm not a cook, as most of you know. I just know my way around the cabin. But anyways, maple syrup in that sugar glaze for the donuts, now that sounds like something that's really good. So I'm going to enjoy that. I'm still drinking your coffee there, Doug. Doug did it, sent me some coffee. So we're still having coffee on Doug. You guys are following my videos for this year. You know I broke down last trip, headed up here, so I'm up here now. I'm up here to stay for quite a while. I don't really have a shut-off date on the other end. So I'm just going to enjoy the place. I'm going to fish. I've got a wood pile over here that needs some work. I've got a building out back that needs some work. The work never ends if you own a cabin. If you think owning a cabin is a place that you're going to go and sit on your hiney, well, I own 2 cabins and there's very little time for sitting on your hiney. If you're gonna do anything at all, you know, between fishing and hunting and maintenance, that's quite a bit of work that goes into an off-grid cabin. But anyways, that's what I'm doing tonight. So hey, enjoy your coffee. Thank you for coming along on all of these adventures. Right now we're into the fishing adventure of my life. It's just one season after another. That's the way it is here in the state of Maine. When you fish and you hunt. So, at least that's the way I've always done it. And this is what I eat. I don't practice catch and release, other than if they're really small. I think if you've got to measure them, then they should be released. I don't keep anything that I have to measure. That just keeps it simple and sweet. And that way, it's just the way it is. I don't want to keep a small one. So here we go. We got a nice salmon for supper. At least it's 3 meals here, at least, probably 4. So I'm going to have it one way tonight. I actually like the piece right here. If you cut behind the rib cage and you come all the way down to the tail, this is actually the slice of meat that I like the most. The other good stuff is right up here on the top. So I'll have a good meal here tonight, one on the other side, the top. Oh, there's all kinds of things we can do with it. And then before it's all said and done, we will turn some of this into a salmon pie. Maybe even while I'm here. I gotta have something to eat. I didn't bring much up for meat because I was counting on catching it. So I have a couple packages of deer steaks with me. Let's see, I got 2 pounds of deer steaks. I've got some bacon, and then I was counting on catching fish. So we're off to a good start. So have a cup of coffee, and I will see you in the next one.